Okay, so here we are back in the studio. I've made a couple of small updates, which I just wanted to update on. Nothing huge, but a couple. And they are, well, everything in the right rack is the same, but what I've done in the left rack is I have added this guy here. That is a digital signal processor. It's a multi-band compressor limiter. Sort of does the same thing as the Aphex above it, but it's digital, so it's got a look-ahead capability that the Aphex doesn't have. I've still got the Aphex in the processing chain, but it's got a lot less work to do now. And this is a Behringer 9024. I think it's a 9024, and you can see right there the multi-band work that it's doing. I think it's a 6-band processor. Kind of cool. Also, I finished off the desk here, so it's now been stained and what do you call that? Polyurethane. Another thing that happened is I had to, because I added the Behringer in the rack here, I ran out of space for the two mic preamps. You'll notice that they're gone, and what I did there was I built another rack, and it's got a lot of empty space, so stay tuned for what gets inserted up there. But right now I have the two mic preamps in here. This is the mic 1 and mic 2 preamps. I also had an old, not old, but a piece of equipment I already had was this EV mic mixer, so this actually adds 4. And then I also had above that, it's an ART amp, so it's a mic preamp. And this would lead you to believe that maybe I've got another mic, and in fact I do. I always had this Brand X, this CAD Brand X condenser mic. Always had the Sennheiser here, and in the previous video I called it a Stenheiser, and nobody got all over me for that, so thank you. But it was just I noticed that as soon as I heard that first video, I just said let it fly. But just to correct the record, Sennheiser. But anyway, that's not the point of this all. The new mic I got is this. It's an AKG C214. It's another condenser mic. So I basically have the Sennheiser going into the lower of the two mic preamps. They're those AKGs. I'm sorry, the ACGs, those ACG levelers. And then I have the AKG C214 mic going into the upper of the two. And then the CAD is now going into the, up here, this ART amp. Also, I was able to find a replacement channel strip right here for that one that was missing. Now, it came from a slightly different model of Audio Arts board, so it's a little bit different. You can see the color's a little bit off, and the fader slider is a little bit different too, and the peg underneath it is a little bit different, which is why I couldn't put on a fatter slider handle. Oh, and the one last thing is these two speakers. These are Polks, are now my monitor speakers. A little bit closer or lower to the announcer's ear, or my ear when I'm sitting down. So instead of the two Boses that were sitting way up high before. I think that wraps it up. That's you just do a backing out, get you a wide screen shot. Anyway, there we have it. And stay tuned for how I am able to fill up the second rack. Because now that I got the space, of course, I got to stick something in there, even if I really don't need it. Thanks. Talk to you all.